Proudly sponsored by heshes.co.uk, a fast-growing boxing equipment brand that give 20% of all sales on the branded products back to a boxing gym of your choice.
Good evening, how are we everyone, and welcome back to the Niche Sports All Things Rugby League podcast, proudly brought to you by Hes Boxing Equipment. 20% of all sales at Hes go to a boxing gym of your choice, so make sure to check them out if that is of interest to you. As always, I'm Lewis, and joined by my good friend Jordan. How are you this week, Jordan?
I'm good, mate. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. A bit less rugby league to talk about this week, but I'm sure we can still stretch an episode that's far too long out. Yeah.
Absolutely, it's what we're best at. So
exactly. So exciting week. Obviously, it was the Challenge Cup semi-finals, the 1895 Cup semi-finals as well. We found out who we're going to see at Wembley in a couple of weeks' time.
We did.
Let's just get right into it, shall we? So obviously, first of all, we had Leigh St Helens. I didn't catch much of this game live because I was at the grand final in Scotland, which anyone who might be interested, Edinburgh Eagles beat Forth Valley Vikings. And speaking of the Challenge Cup, they'll actually get back into the first round of the Challenge Cup like they were last year, which some of you might have seen on BBC Sport. That game was live. They got beat by Saddleworth Rangers. So hopefully, as the game's growing up here, they can do one better next year, and we're all backing them, of course.
Absolutely.
But Leigh, speaking of upsets, Leigh 12, St Helens 10. Did you catch it live?
I did not catch this one. I've seen a lot about it, but mainly because of Saints fans not being too happy with, actually, surprisingly, John Asiata, of all players.
Of all players, our favourite.
The best in the league, as you say.
You know my opinions.
But I think Saints will be disappointed, but Leigh, that's all they wanted. Just it didn't matter to them how they win, in what way, but they managed to win. And to be fair, should they have won? Should Tommy Makinson have kicked that conversion at the end of the game? Maybe, but it's a game of fine margins, and Leigh did enough to win it on the day.
They did. I've obviously watched the highlights. It was a good game. You know, the highlights don't show everything. One thing that did stand out to me, I can't remember who made the try saver, but when Makinson's jumping into the corner, it's classic Tommy Makinson that he scored enough of them to have scored that, but whoever made the try saving tackle, that's sort of Leigh heart. You've seen them do it when games are well won and they're still chasing back, but that's that sort of spirit that got them here in the first place, I guess.
Absolutely, the spirit that's got them way higher up in the table and way further in the cup than anyone expected. I think it's tackles like that. That's exactly the reason they are there, and exactly the reason they are fighting. Exactly the reason why the fans can be proud of this season.
Yeah, I don't know if you've seen on Twitter this week. 6 again. I think was it? Yeah, 6 again. Enough likes or retweets or whatever it was to wear some leopard print. I've actually not checked how that tweet's getting on, but do you think we'll see Brian some leopard print?
That'll be excellent. It's spotting from a mile. Actually, I say spotting from a mile. All the Leigh fans will be in leopard print, won't they? For that one. Maybe we should do fancy dress for it. Go all out.
Oh, what would we go as?
I don't know. What's Leigh related? That's not leopard print.
Or are we back in Leigh? Because we're in the Hull KR end, mind. We don't want any.
Well, I know. I'm back in Leigh.
Well, that's true. Right. I think we need to do something. I don't know quite what, but if we get enough likes or retweets or something, we get you and your Hull FC top in the Hull KR end.
I don't really want to die at Wembley. To be fair, I've done it before. Wearing a Hull shirt and a Hull KR end, and it went all right. And technically on Sunday, I wore my Hull shirt, but it was under a hoodie, so no one knew.
No one knew. The imposter.
Yeah, just sat there minding my own business. No one knows my true identity. But I think that's a good idea, though. We should do something like that.
We should do fancy dress or something at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Try and think we could. Is there a player we could dress up at Cam Smith? I've got my lead top and my mullet already. I'm ready to go.
You are. Who could I go as?
John Asiata.
Yeah, John Asiata. Just because he's such a special player to this podcast. Yeah.
Lachlan Walmsley. I'll get my Haller. Oh, to be fair, we might see a bit of that game anyway.
We might, to be fair, we might. I think I have to leave after the first half, unfortunately, but I'll see some of it at least.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh,
I'm
we can
actually,
have a think. We can have a think. We'll put a tweet out,
yeah.
and we'll try get Dan involved as well. I don't know how keen he'll be for fancy dress.
Oh, he's got to. He's got to. If us two are, can't have the odd one out.
Although I was saying that we might have our new niche sports top that his
We might.
boxing kindly gifted us. So
Yeah,
we
that's
we
true.
could be representing the brand.
That is probably better. Come to think of it, but, yeah,
That might work a wee bit better.
yeah. Not sure
Um,
how I feel sitting on a train all the way down to London dressed as a leopard or something, but
enough likes.
yeah.
Do anything for likes, won't you?
Well, not anything.
Upset enough people already.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Enough John Asiata fans.
Yeah,
So obviously we've already spoke about it. Joining Lee in the final will be Hull KR. They beat
Yeah.
Wigan Warriors 11-10. We spoke about him last week. He's done the same thing. Big Brad
Yeah.
Schneider with the
It
golden
has to
point
be.
drop goal.
Yeah, that drop goal was incredible. That's considering last week it was like the drop goal that you don't want to go in. It was that bad. This week it was just perfect, absolutely pitch perfect. It had 40 meters on it and then some.
Yeah.
He couldn't have got it a more perfect drop goal. And to be fair, he'd been very quiet throughout the whole game. So he finished off on a high note, and he clearly must love playing at Headingley now.
He must.
Two games, 2 winning drop goals at Headingley.
That's got to be a stat in there somewhere. He's got to be the only one who's done that.
It has to be. It has to be. Another mental stat, not to go off on a tangent, but that I realised. Liam Kay for Wakefield, he's played in every position this season.
Surely not.
Yeah, every single position, and we think that is the first player to ever do that in Super League history.
As in from prop to wing?
Yeah.
Hooker involved?
Every single position.
18th man.
Yeah, he's been 18th man as well. He was the last game that I was at. He was 18th man. So
Anything he can do.
Exactly, the maestro.
Who did you say it was? Liam Kay?
Yeah,
There's got to be a nickname. Something about him being versatile.
I don't know whether we had one. I know every tweet about him was, "What can't he do?"
Here's one for you, and you can take it back to your media group at Wakefield. Versatility, like versatility.
No. Yeah, when he scores on Sunday, I'll use that one.
Milky K.
Yeah, yeah. The versatility, assisted by the flying slug. Yeah.
Converted by player name.
Yeah. Get all three involved. Why not?
The social media legends at Warrington at Wakefield.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, is Brad Schneider the best mid-season signing of all time after 2 games?
Oh, of all time, I'd be pushing it. Of this season, yeah.
Oh, by far this season.
By far this season, yeah. Of all time, I'm not sure. It's been a few good ones of all time.
Yeah. To be fair, my knowledge doesn't go as far back as yours, so you do know more than me. But no, he's proven himself. Surely it won't be a LKR next year.
I doubt it. I reckon it's got to be a team like Leeds or potentially Hull FC or after a halfback. Teams that desperately need a halfback will see that and be like, we'll go in for that.
Clifford's away. Lachlan Lamb's probably away.
Yeah, that's true. So Brodie Croft is apparently leaving Salford. So
really?
He's been linked with a move away, and apparently Salford are willing to let him go.
Back home?
Yeah. I don't know for who, but back home, yeah.
Get Jack Cogger in. That's
yeah. Journeyman.
Turning the cogs.
Yeah. Oh no. Jack turning the cog as.
It's going to be one of those episodes.
Yeah, another one.
Oh, we're building a bad name for ourselves, but the Hull KR Wigan game was not without controversy. The red card for Shorrocks. It was Shorrocks, wasn't it? He's having a bad couple of weeks. Was it when they played Wakey? He tackled the kicker late and then
got a ban.
He got back into it.
Yeah. There's a lot of controversy whether it is or isn't a red, but I feel like it is because Although there's an argument that it comes off his shoulder and then into his head, but it's
Yeah.
with the shoulder and it's to the head, and there's not much attempt to wrap, so it's got to be a red for me.
I think a few years ago it was never, but this
Yeah.
day and age, as much as we all hate to say it, it is.
Yeah, as much with the rules changing, it's got to be.
It's just such a huge call for a huge game, I guess.
Yeah,
It's
and
not going to be without controversy, and if it was the other way around, you get the Hull KR fans complaining.
true. And I was thinking, is that this game's knockout blow, or is that one of this week's knockout blows? I don't think it is, because Wigan stayed in it. They were still consistently in it.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
not
agree.
like it ruined the game particularly. So I guess crisis averted as far as Wigan are concerned, but could
And
be.
then, am I right in saying it was the other day I watched the game, obviously, when I was live. I watched highlights back. Was there another moment of controversy that could have been another red?
Yeah, Abbas Miski going in with his shoulder again.
That was it.
It's-
You tweeted that out, didn't you?
That one's just as bad as Joe Shorrock's, if not worse. So if Joe Shorrock's is a red, then that's got to be a red as well. But that was just a penalty. So where's the
Yeah.
consistency? Because I know we were obviously at the game. Me and my mate were saying that's got to be a red. They're going to be playing against 11, and then it just wasn't. And I think obviously Hull KR fans weren't happy, but it was more a moment of how is that not a red rather than oh come on, that's harsh sort of thing. It's just a collective shock at that one. But
That was a bit later in the game, though, wasn't it? Do you think that
yeah,
decision would have? I know the outcome of the game wouldn't have changed most likely, but do you think it wouldn't have gone to golden point if that was the case?
I don't think so. Wigan defended well and closed down the pocket quite a lot, but it was 10-10 at that point with 10 minutes to go. So a red card and that the resulting penalty meant Hull KR had a chance at the Wigan line, one less man in the defensive line, and it could have changed. But
Yeah, true.
I don't know. I think Hull KR had it won from then on, but I don't think it was anything major. I have a knockout blow about this time of the game. If
I'll just cut you right off and play the music.
what constitutes a charge down on a drop goal?
Oh, here we go.
Because that when Hull KR supposedly didn't charge down the drop goal, that's as clear a day a charge down as you'll see. He jumps out and sticks his hands and legs out to block it, and Liam Moore said it's not a charge down.
I kind of get why. And it's one of those calls, you can't go up to the bunker and be like, oh yeah, it was a charge down.
Yeah.
You keep the ball sort of thing, or it's 6 again. But yeah, you've got to play at the ball. And I guess him jumping up and putting his legs and arms out is playing at the ball, but is it playing at the ball?
I guess, because I don't know, but I'm thinking if I'm more leaning that it is a charge down, and if it is, that's 77th minute, we're going to have a chance 20 metres out with 3 minutes to go. And Harry Smith was on fire in that game. So
yeah,
I would put money on him to kick it if he got another chance.
Here's, me and my controversial takes.
Yeah.
Let's stop. I know these are two quality teams playing, but let's stop blaming decisions that didn't go your way. If you're good enough, you would have had the game won.
That's a very good point, actually. That's controversial, but it's correct.
Because yes, it's a close game, and stuff like that's going to happen in a close game. You've almost got to play now with all these complaints. Play knowing that these decisions are going to go against you. So win the game where you can, and get rid of errors when you're attacking the other goal line or knock-ons in the middle, start of a set in the middle of the park. If you get those things right, these decisions are going to have much less impact.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Actually.
Maybe not the red card one, but when it's wee things like that, isn't it a 6 again? Isn't it a charge down?
True. Although he's saying maybe not with a red card one, Wigan may feel hard done to that. It's not a red card. That Joe Shorrock's got a red card, but why was he going in with his shoulder and not wrapping up anyway?
Exactly.
That's
I think
maybe more of the issue.
You've got to put more onus on, as fans, on your team, and as players on yourselves, because there's stuff. You watch a game. I don't know what each team completed at, but there's mistakes that let you down elsewhere in the game, like St Helens. I know there wasn't much controversy in the Lee St Helens, although there might be bits here and then with injured
Yeah.
players, etc. But if Makinson makes that field goal, you're going to Golden Point, and then you're the experienced team that have won multiple championships and multiple cups and whatnot, that would probably have the advantage there.
It's true. It's very true. The whole, I feel like we find it nowadays maybe a bit too easy to blame decisions that don't go our way or don't go a team's way and blame the referees. But then again, maybe that goes to the standard of refereeing now. But it's like it's I don't know. It's two sides to this argument.
I don't blame up and coming referees or people for not wanting to become an up and coming referee when refs are now getting like threats on Twitter after a game.
Yeah,
it's not, and that's always been the case in things like football. And you don't want that to. It's really creeped into the game in the last month. Yeah,
it has, and rugby league's a family game. It shouldn't be like that. But
rant over. Back on. We do like to preach positivity, so rant over.
Yeah, that is true. Have we got time to discuss the women's cup semis very quickly?
Yeah, of course. You're much more of an expert in this field than I am, so
in this field. York versus Saints on Saturday. Again, I didn't really catch much of this game, but York won that, so well done them. Faye Gaskin, I don't know whether you saw on Twitter, but she kicked the winning drop goal in that game.
I did, yeah.
2 years earlier, she broke a leg in the same fixture.
Oh, really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, 2021, she broke a leg in the same fixture in the cup semi-final at the same ground. So
we should have an opposite of the knockout blow to celebrate things like this.
Yeah. Then what can we call it though?
We could leave that to our number one fan, Phil. Phil's Thrills.
Yeah, Phil's Thrills. Phil's Thrills. That's a good name, that. That's well done. Well done, Faye. Well done, York. The one that I did see, so I can say more about, Leeds versus Wigan on the Sunday. That was a really good game. Wigan are nowhere near as good as Leeds, York, and Saints. Well, historically in the women's game. But they held on really well and fought really well. 4-4 until the 60th minute. Then potentially another knockout blow, but I don't know. It's going to have to be knockout blows now. Caitlin Beavers scored a try out of absolutely nowhere on the 60th minute. Literally break from her own half, run the length and score. Give Leeds a lead 10-4. And then from that point on, Wigan were nowhere near scoring again. And Leeds, every single set, were peppering the Wigan line.
I'm right in saying Amy Hardcastle got the opener in that one.
She did, yeah. She did.
What an ambassador for the sport of rugby league and women's rugby league, but just the sport in general as well. You know, she's a ever-present sort of presence, an ever-present presence on social media and a great, like I say, a great ambassador. So good to see that.
My knowledge runs out here, but the number 20 for Leeds, she's a halfback. She's same age as me, 17, 18, and she was brilliant. She commanded the play with a kicking in that game. So I don't know, well done to her, I guess. But to be doing that at her age is quite crazy, to be fair.
I didn't realise you were that young, mate, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I am. 18 on Monday.
Oh,
yeah.
Can't wait for that one.
Yeah,
that means we can have beers at Wembley.
We can. It's going to be good.
Take out a loan for those.
Yeah.
Because if it's anything like it was at Magic Weekend, then I'll only be having a couple.
Yeah, remortgaging the house for them. But yeah, that's the women's games. Basically covered what I wanted to say about.
Am I right in saying that's the first game of the day on the Challenge Cup final day? Then Challenge Cup final, then the 1895 Cup.
Yeah.
And does I don't know if you'll know, our tickets get us into all that?
Yeah, all free.
Oh, I guess we're not going to get them till the day though. Because I'm going to be there so early, I might just head to the women's game, but Dan will have the tickets. But there might be e-tickets to be.
I think they are, because he said he was going to send QR codes over.
Brilliant.
I'm thinking of coming down earlier and leaving later if I can if I can do. Get in touch with
Get an
Trent.
overnight bus back to Edinburgh with me, mate.
I don't know. I've always wanted to go to Edinburgh, to be fair, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I think I might come down earlier, leave later, and then I can watch all 3 games, hopefully.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah. Now to get in touch with the train companies and hope they aren't on strike while I'm trying to ring them is another issue.
I guess.
Anyway,
Yeah, like, speaking about, so the last game on Challenge Cup final day will be the 1895 Cup final, and we had the semis for that this week.
Yeah.
Let me just pull up my tab here. Halifax Panthers, London Broncos 10-6, close game. Did you see Lackland Walmsley?
I did not this week. I haven't.
So the angle I've seen of this try is from like behind the posts where Halifax are scoring into. So pretty much York London are attacking Halifax line.
Yeah.
A big looping pass, and he's tall anyway. I don't know how tall, 6'3" or something.
Look, when I've been to Halifax, he stands out.
He's like a giraffe.
Yeah.
But I've deemed him the Flying Scotsman. He flew here, jumped up, intercepts, comes down as he's getting hit by a player from London. Keeps his balance and then hits full pace immediately. Runs 90 meters and scores under the post.
Was that the winning try as well?
I'm not entirely. I think it might have been. Yeah, I'm sure the post was something like Walmsley to Wembley or something.
Not a bad way to get to Wembley. That
honestly, it was surreal. I shared it on the Instagram story of Scotland Rugby League as well. Just he is such a talent. I'm glad he's wearing the thistle, and he's a Braveheart because like he's already, as we've seen, wanted by Super League clubs. He's a Australian, he might end up in the NRL before we know it. I've always said wingers are the most interchangeable positions on a. First of all, I said on a rugby pitch, union-wise, but I agree with my own statement when it comes to rugby league. But then you get these wingers that are irreplaceable. In the NRL, you're like Michael Sevo, Brian Toto, in the Super League, you're Tommy Makinsons and these sort of people. He seems like he's going to be one of these players that, because he's got so much more than just finishing a try.
He's got everything.
He's making big plays rather than everyone else doing the work and him falling over the line.
No, I agree. I think he's one of the Championship's best players ever. I would say so.
You know what? I might get a Halifax top.
They're nice, to be fair. I don't know whether the away one's still the purple one, but it's nice.
Yeah.
It's like the Toulouse one from last year. I don't know if you saw that, but
no, I've not seen that one.
I think it's like that, and it's very nice if it is.
Yeah. I've spoken to Latland multiple times. I might see if there's any chance I can catch him at Wembley on the day, but us up in the bleachers and him getting ready for a cup final, it might not work out.
Yeah, maybe not. Just get in his face with an interview as he's warming up.
I'll get a media pass and go on with Barry McDermott, who I'm sure will be there, a good pal Barry.
Yeah.
So Halifax off to Wembley, Walmsley off to Wembley, and they are going to face Batley Bulldogs, another friend of the channel, Craig Lingard, coach of Batley Bulldogs. He'll be over the moon. We're hoping to speak to him in the weeks leading up to this game. But they beat York Knights 22 points to 8. Again, I've not seen anything from this one, but evenly matched teams, I'd say, in terms of the way the championship's going so far this year.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think Batley recently, I'm not sure recently, but between May and July, they turned it on and just won about 8 games in a row, I think it was.
Yeah.
But looking at the table, you'd expect it to be quite a close game. And I think it wasn't like run away for Batley, but they've got the experience in these big games as of over the last few years, 2 playoff finals, 1 Challenge Cup quarter final, I want to say.
Oh, really?
I think so, yeah. So they've got the experience. That's probably the main reason we got through.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I was wondering this. Do you think Craig's experience now with Castleford, although that's not going completely to plan, and it's not much of his doing, but do you think that's rubbing off? Because it has been a few months since he took that sort of joint role, and
Yeah.
look at what Batley have done since.
I think so. I think the experience of being in a Super League setting rather than a Championship part-time setting will definitely have a big difference. No offense to the Batley players, but the quality of players and quality of training will be a lot higher.
Yeah,
Physicality will be a lot higher. So I reckon it's definitely had an impact.
yeah, definitely. It'll be interesting to see, or when we speak to Craig, to sort of ask him that question without sort of coming across rude or anything, but like,
Yeah.
is what he's learning on the job at Castleford rubbing off, because it is bringing that professional environment into almost semi-professional setup.
I think so. I think he'll have quite a good answer for that. He gives good answers, Craig. But I think that's definitely an interesting one to ask.
And
The
a quick
question-
one for you.
Oh, you go first.
Well, I was going to say just a prediction for that final.
That kind of links into mine, because I was going to say who are we supporting for that now.
Well, I've not spoke to Craig, but hopefully in the coming weeks,
Yeah,
I will have done. And
my prediction is Batley. I think that's my prediction.
I'll be in my
Who am I?
Scotland top. I've got to back
I feel-
Malcolm Walmsley and the Panthers again. Panthers and Panthers.
Yeah, we've got a good relationship with Craig Lingard, obviously, but I think I want Halifax to win. But I think Batley will.
I'm clipping that and sending it to Craig.
Wow, nah. Look, come on, next week now.
Wait till he is on and John completely turns
Yeah.
that around. Yeah, I'm backing you. You guys.
Yeah, Batley are going to win, definitely. Yeah.
No, it should be a good game though, because again, on the table, fairly evenly matched.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's even tight. Probably the tightest of the finals, I'd say.
Yeah,
Potentially.
exactly. And so that game was Sunday, and following this on, or around about the same time, was League One games. So there's only really three to talk about. Well, there was only three, not only really. Dewsbury Rams just continuing their domination. A harder game for them, but they won 18 points to 4 against North Wales.
Yeah, it's quite a low and tight game for League One, to be fair. But
Yeah. What's happened to our 60-pointer?
I know. We ever since we started saying we've got to predict these big scorelines, have stopped.
They're listening, I tell you.
Yeah, we are slowly improving the defense just by talking about it.
You're very welcome. You're very, very welcome. So yeah, Dewsbury march on at the top of that league. Cornwall got beat at home, Workington Town 34 points to 16. I think we sort of seen that one coming, did we?
We did, yeah. I think that's a massive improvement for Cornwall, I think, though, considering Workington had just been relegated last year. And then to only concede 34 to them when Cornwall are probably one of the lower end sides in the league. Quite impressive. And Cornwall over the last few weeks, in all, have looked up 2 wins before that in a row for the first time. And then not only just, but probably picking up not a bad result against Workington.
Yeah, exactly. And then my favourite team in League One,
Midlands.
Huge win away from home. Midlands Hurricanes 41, Doncaster 10. This was good to see. This is just feel. I don't know if Six again done his team of the week.
Midlands have to be up there.
I was actually on tonight, just quickly on with the boys from the Rugby League Outsiders podcast, just talking about how the Scotland season went. They're obviously heavily involved with the Midlands, so they'll be over the moon with this.
They will. I don't know how that happened, because Doncaster have been pretty solid all season, defensively and in attack, consistently decent. I know Brett Ferrers got sent off for Doncaster, so I don't know whether that had a big impact. But I think by that point, Midlands were already well in front. So I don't really know how, but it's a great result for Midlands. So
definitely a positive result for them. And here's hope it steps in the right direction. I was going to ask you, what was the West Wales team called?
West Wales Raiders. So
one of the players now playing in Scotland, in the Scotland leagues, a guy called Sam Heron. He's now playing for the Forth Valley Vikings, who lost out in the grand final on Saturday, but he was actually playing at West Wales last year.
It's quite impressive, that, actually.
Yeah, no,
it's Wales to Scotland.
Yeah. Doing the whole Celtic nations. He'll be at Ireland next.
Yeah, playing for Dublin or I think that do Ireland have a good league in Ireland?
I think it's similar to what we've got here. I'm not
Yeah.
sure in terms of as many teams or more teams, but I think it's sort of similar sort of level.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've heard of Dublin Exiles or something maybe.
I was thinking I've heard of them as well. But
So yeah, I'm not entirely sure their setup
yeah.
over there, but keep an eye out for Sam Heron, because if he's doing the
Yeah.
round of the Celtic nations, there we go.
Yeah. I've got quickly before we move on to the predictions for next week. I have a stat again.
Here we go.
I probably should have said this a while ago when we were talking about it. Tom Opacic will be the second Serbian to play in a Challenge Cup final.
Oh, who was the first?
I don't know.
You got to back your stats.
I know, but I saw Red Star Belgrade rugby team post it. I didn't not see who the first one was.
I was going to bring that up when we're talking about Hulk as well. I liked him at the Eels 2 years ago. He's brilliant. He is really good.
He is really good. He's really good. He's one of the best players in the KR side, I'd say.
I think he's having that underrated. I don't know if the stats back up, but I'm never too big on stats. He passes the eye test for me, which is huge.
Yeah.
He's
I think he's. You go first.
No, I was just saying he's solid. He's genuinely a solid centre.
I think he's just one of them players that does everything right and probably goes overlooked. He just gets everything, all the small things right, and he's almost a victim of his own consistency.
Yeah, exactly. He's I genuinely, me and one of my pals say this a lot. The eye test is everything. Stats.
Yeah,
I do like looking into stats, and especially when it comes to, I watch a lot of football. I like stats like XG and stuff. I find that cool. But the eye test is a major thing, and he's definitely in my top 5 favorite Super League players.
Yeah, I think stats definitely are everything. It doesn't show a real game. It shows what the key stuff, yes, but all the things that create the key moments in a game doesn't really show. And Tom Opacic is one of them that creates a lot and scores a lot and does everything, really.
Yeah, he's brilliant. Here's a new fan club for us.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure about that one. Maybe not.
I'm telling you, you're getting further and further away from a Hull FC fan. I don't care what that flag behind you says.
What's happened to me two times in the last 2 months? I've sat in a Hull KR and I'll be free at Wembley. What's happened to me?
Converted.
No, definitely not. But,
perfect.
Yeah.
Let's look ahead to next week. Starting with the Super League. I'll just get the fixtures up here. Are you going to Thursday?
I am, yeah.
What's the trip to Huddersfield like for you?
Not that bad. About 40 minutes away. So
You're
not
so
too
lucky.
bad.
You're so lucky.
I'm right in the centre. Leeds, Casford, Wakefield, Huddersfield, Bradford, Halifax, Batley are all in about half an hour to an hour away.
Apart from the horror trip to Leave, what is like the longest trip mileage-wise?
St Helens, I think.
Yeah.
But even then, in terms of furthest away, it'll be Saints, but hardest to get to will be Lee. If not Catalan, taking out Catalan, of course. But
yeah.
Although next year I'm going to go to Catalan and I will take niche sports along.
Well, I'm always keen for something like that. You know that.
Yeah, you can come. I'll convert you into a Hull FC fan.
Oh, I didn't say who I was supporting. I'm a neutral.
Yeah.
I'm a Tom Opacic fan.
I do wish sometimes I was a neutral. It'd be a lot easier, but no, Hull FC always.
So, the Giants, couple of good wins for them on the trot before the Challenge Cup semi-final break. Obviously, Hull FC are finding their feet.
It's going to be a good game.
Who do you think, without being biased?
Without being biased, I don't know, because Hull FC have a few players out. Tex Hoy, Karlston Mavave. They've both dropped out. Zach Jebson could make his debut. Huddersfield have a full 1-13 except their number 11. I don't know who wears it, but I know that. Jake Connor will be looking for a bit of revenge after leaving Hull in not the prettiest of circumstances. So I'm going to go Huddersfield by 12 is my prediction.
Oh, first of all, I'd like to say, just apparently I've got a thing that's a bit weird. Apparently I'm a big fan of 13s and centres, because Kevin Nagama, again, underrated season. Every time he touches the ball. It was the end of that game against Warrington. They didn't quite win,
Yeah,
but
I
I remember
that.
him just being magic.
Yeah, so I would say
Priceless.
I'd say the same for Eason. Well, Harry Potter, maybe. I'd say the same for Eason Masters as well.
I've not seen it. I do it. Because was he at the Broncos? So I did know him before, which meant when I've watched Huddersfield, I've looked out for him. But I just think Nagama outshines him.
I'd definitely say Nagama outshines him, but I think both of Huddersfield centres get overlooked. I think I don't know. Maybe Eason Masters had a lot higher expectations than Nagama did. He's good World Cup with Cook Islands and then Brisbane. I reckon he had higher expectations, but I'd say they've both been underrated.
Yeah, and I'm going to go Hull FC. I'm going to go in your favour.
Wow, we've both gone the different way that I expected us to.
Yeah, no, as much as I'm just praising Huddersfield I don't know. I feel like this late push from Hull FC is going to just go from strength to strength.
Yeah.
And another thing I was going to ask, am I right in saying Will Price and maybe someone else are off the NRL?
Yeah, Will Price is off to Newcastle, I think it is.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about anyone else in the Huddersfield side.
It's Kai Pearce-Paul.
Kai Pearce-Paul is going.
I'm sure I heard him as well, yeah.
Sydney Roosters, I think he's going to.
Oh, because they just sign anyone they want. Still can't win.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Right, so one of PCO, I've gone Hull, you've gone Huddersfield. You'll be at the game. I'm sure we'll get a match report.
We will.
Looking forward to that.
A proper Hull FC away day as well.
There we go.
That'll be good.
Looking forward to that one. And I'll tell you what, your next Hull FC trip after that, you'll be able to drink in the pubs.
I will. Well, to be fair, I've just got back from holiday at like 4 a.m, so I'm gonna need something to get through the game. Yeah.
So the next one we've got Big Brad and Tom Opchek going up against Craig Lingard. It's Hull KR versus Castlefield. Castlefield? No, we'll go with it. That's on Friday, 8:00 kickoff, because who doesn't love a Friday night quadruple header?
Another one. We'll never get bored.
Sorry, it's only a double header. I'm just looking. There's only 2 Friday night games.
It's coming down. The numbers are coming down.
They're listening, I tell you.
I know. We're having such an impact on the rugby league world. Everyone's listening to us.
It must be Phil. Phil must be going out and telling these things.
Yeah, Phil's our secret scout. He's just going around telling everyone.
Man in the shadows.
Yeah.
So yeah, obviously Hull KR will be on a high. And do you think it'll almost worsen them in a way that they need to be ready for a Challenge Cup final?
I think they'll be distracted, but I don't think it'll really negatively impact them. Not against Castleford, at least. No offense to Castleford, but I feel like Hull KR know what they've got to do against Castleford. Castleford know what they've got to do, but I also think it could go the same way in the fact that Castleford will be like, maybe, we're playing a team that we didn't expect to be anywhere near this good in a cup final this year, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then Castleford have also a lot of changes with Liam Horn coming in yesterday, and then Mahe Fanau and Beretta Faraimo leaving today. So they've had a bit of a chaotic week. I reckon Hull KR just get the win again.
Do you see it going to Golden Point or coming to the end of the game and Big Brad getting his big boot out?
It's not Headingley, so I'm going to say no.
But hopefully it won't come to that from the point of view. But I'd agree, Hull KR taking the win on Friday night. And then we're going to St Helens Leeds. Should be a good game. Am I right in saying Joey Lussick's gone?
Yeah.
And is it to Parramatta?
I don't know if it's been announced. I think he was linked with Parramatta. I know Moses and Baye has come in immediately.
I'm just going to double check this. So I, like you all know, I play NRL Fantasy.
Yeah.
I was getting a trade in this week, and up pops Jay Lussick.
Yeah, I reckon.
And I clicked it, and it said next game at Melbourne. Now Parramatta play Melbourne this week, So I think I've done some
Ireland.
undercover reporting there.
Yeah, yeah. You're the secret scout now.
Yeah.
But
But can I just say, every time I've seen him for St Helens, he's been brilliant. Don't get me wrong, James Robbie's the legend there.
Yeah.
And like when they played you, was it Morgan Knowles at 9 and Robbie on the bench, and Lussick wasn't even in the.
That was the league game. Yeah, the league game was like that. Another cup game, Joey Lussick did play, and he was incredible against us.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's a lot for them, and I'm not a big Moses Mbai supporter at all.
yeah. I mean, I don't know much about him. I know the name, but I'm not.
I
don't know a lot.
I think when I started properly watching NRL, he was at the Tigers, and now he's been at the Dragons for a few years, and that doesn't pass the eye test for me.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'll have to watch him a bit more, but I reckon anyone can go in that Saints side and excel, to be fair. But
yeah, apart from the players they've got at the moment, apparently.
Yeah, apart from them. Although Lachlan Walmsley and Ignatius Passy now out for the season, it's quite big news.
Did you see a challenge that injured Walmsley?
Yeah, it's not a good challenge. That was by Asiata, I believe. So more fuel for your arsenal there. But
yeah, it doesn't touch James Bell,
nah.
Smithies, Cam Smith.
It doesn't. That's an interesting debate, actually. James Bell or Asiata. I think James Bell's better, but I think
people overlook James Bell, especially. Am I right in saying now Knowles is in, Bell's coming off the bench? Maybe?
Yeah, most of the time, yeah.
I'm a big James Bell man, as everyone knows.
I am too, to be fair. He's very good, very underrated. But
I think I'm converting you to a Scotland fan slowly.
No, I don't think so. I like Scottish players, but it'll always be England overall. But,
we'll see. One day we'll get the better.
Maybe. But back to Saints Leeds. I think Saints win again.
Yeah, definitely. Blake Austin out?
Say that again, sorry.
Is Blake Austin out?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's been a real live wire for them recently.
He has. I think it'll be Simfield in the halves, is my guess. Which is okay, but he's not been great this season, so it's definitely a loss.
Relation to Kev?
Yeah, his son, Jack.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How's he got a son that old?
I don't know. I think Kev's like 42.
Oh, what?
Jack's 19, so 23.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's a dog.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, if I'm doing that well at 42, then.
Yeah, true. That's a very good point, actually. If I'm still able to run marathons like he does at 42.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever be able to do that.
No, me neither.
Yeah, so we both agree with Saints there. Wigan Lee, this will be the game of the round.
Yeah, the one that we all thought would be the Challenge Cup final
up
until Sunday night.
Up until Brad came in.
Yeah, until Big Brad put his big boot in the way. I don't know. I'm going to go Lee. Actually, I'm going to change. I'm going to go Wigan.
I'm going to go Wigan as well. I think Lee almost, again, like I said with Hull, KR, they almost need to focus on the Challenge Cup. And I don't think it'll distract them too much as such, but I almost feel like Wigan are now like, we've definitely not got a cup final. We need to go and do something and make sure we get top 6 at this rate.
Make sure we actually make the season properly worth it for them.
Exactly. I agree there. And then Catalans, 7 o'clock on Saturday as well, actually, host Salford. This will be close, I'd imagine.
It will. I'm going to say Catalan, I think. Salford are not in great form, and the whole journey is hard enough as it is without being in poor form. So
I'm going to go against you. We upset here, Salford. And then it also keeps the gap at the top of the table if Lee loses as well.
Yeah.
Very slim. That's my... I'm going bold.
Salford have done it before, so...
They have. Who was it at Catalans when the Bulls came running out? Not Bradford.
No.
St Helens, was it?
Oh, no, yeah, it was Saints. Yeah.
Then you'll be...
all ran away. I remember that.
Oh, that was good. That's when we sort of first started doing this. We spoke
Yeah.
about that.
That was great. Great moment.
It's been a long and quick couple of months. I tell
Yeah,
you
it has.
and then, oh yeah, I was almost scrolled too far down. Wakefield Warrington, you'll be at this one.
Yeah, I will. This is my upset for the round. I'm saying Wakefield.
I'm going with you. I'm going with you.
I have another stat to back it up as well.
Come on.
In the last 10 games, Wakefield and Warrington have got the same amount of points.
I seen this. What was it? 8-0 start, 0-8 start, and they've both gone
3 and 7.
3 and 7.
Yeah. Just good for Wakefield, but terrible for Warrington.
Is it that? What's the Warrington coach name? Darryl Powell.
Yeah.
Is he still kicking about? Because I seen there's rumours of him going, and then I seen, oh, happy birthday, Darryl Powell, and I was like,
I stick with what I said last week, though. I think if he doesn't go, then Warrington don't get playoffs. And if he goes, Warrington do. I'm going to stick
but
with
he's
that.
still here.
Yeah, he's still here. So
He's still here. I'm going Wakefield. I'm
also going Wakefield for that one.
Versatility.
Yeah, versatility, flying slug and playing him. We have 3 man of the matches on Sunday.
I should think so, especially when you hold Warrington to 0.
Yeah. Oh, that is controversial. But
no, we'll wait and see. I'm excited for that. I'm liking this late resurgence. I think it will be too late for Wakefield, but I'm liking what they're doing.
Yeah, I agree.
Onto the championship fixtures, which we didn't have any last week because of the 1895 Cup. But we start on Friday night. Sheffield hosts Halifax.
Going Halifax.
I'm going Halifax. Yeah, I'm a Panthers man.
I'm a Walmsley's fan.
Toulouse, Keighley, surely Toulouse.
Yeah, Toulouse comfortably.
Featherstone, Batley. Ooh, could be a very interesting
Batley.
game.
I'm going upset again, Batley.
Yeah, get it up, Layla.
Yeah.
You know my feelings.
Keep Craig Lingard on side.
Exactly. Yeah, especially with all you're saying this episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
And into the Sunday championship games, we've got Widnes, Whitehaven. Ooh, that could be interesting. I'm going Whitehaven.
I'm going Whitehaven as well. Yeah.
London, York, surely.
I'm going London.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That's an upset, I think.
They did
I haven't looked at the
well.
I think London do it. They were close to beating Halifax, and they've been on not terrible form as of late. So I'm going to go London.
London are above York in the table.
Have they?
They've won 2 more games.
Oh.
I think I sometimes get London Broncos and what's the League One London team?
Scholars.
Is it London Scholars mixed up?
Yeah.
Because I always picture Broncos at the bottom of the table, but they're
not. Last year we were in a relegation fight, so. Right. But yeah.
Well, I'm going York upset in this case then.
Apparently, I'm going London favourites.
Yeah, who would have thought? Newcastle, Swinton, Newcastle at home. They've won at home now, but
they brought that little duct. That was my pride and joy stat at the start of this podcast. I'm going to go
happy. Keep the boss happy.
No, I'm going to go Newcastle. I'm going to go Newcastle.
I'm going Swinton, but that could be a really telling. Well, a big game in Swinton's terms. You know, Newcastle are probably already
down
and out, but Swinton need to make sure. Sort of thing.
Yeah, huge game.
Did 2 teams go down?
Good point, actually. I don't know. 2, because Dewsbury and Workington went down last year, so it's 2.
So they still have some fighting to do, Swinton.
Yeah.
Then a wee Monday night game via play that no one owns, I don't think. Yeah. Bradford Bulls versus Barrow Raiders.
Bradford. I'd say.
Yeah, it's got
pretty comfortable. Yeah.
I do like Barrow.
Is that Odsel?
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Ooh, I could go to that. Oh no, it's my birthday. Never mind. I won't go to that. I was gonna. If it was a week later, I'd go to that. But
are you doing anything nice?
I don't know yet.
Oh, we surprise! Birthday surprise.
I don't know yet. I know Friday I'm going out, but apart from that, no. I'm going to Manchester on Tuesday, but that's pretty much.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
Get a Man City top? Nah, I know you're a Leeds fan.
I quite like Man City, controversially, but no, I'm a Leeds fan. I won't be getting a Man City top.
And on to League One to wrap out the English games. For this week, we've got North Wales hosting Cornwall. I'm going to take North Wales.
I am also going to go North Wales for that.
I think I'm right in saying, let me just check I'm not chatting rubbish. Yeah, they're coming off a couple of losses here, North Wales. 3 in a row? At
3.
least. They've lost 2. Oldham, Workington, and then Dewsbury. So they are coming off 3 losses in a row.
3 tough games, to be fair.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
I think they'll be disappointed with 3 losses in a row.
Yeah, but I reckon they beat Cornwall here.
Yeah.
And is it in your Twitter bio that you're a Cornwall fan? Have I seen
It is. I need to take that out. Not because I hate Cornwall, but when they first started out, I've had a weird obsession with them and was like just so happy that was a Cornwall team. And I mean, I still quite like Cornwall. They're my favourite League One side. So guess Cornwall, but I don't know why I ever put that in there. I think I was trying to make Cornwall happy because I was trying to get them to do an interview for me. And I did get one, and then it never ended up happening. So I think I was trying to keep them happy. But
fair enough. Midlands travel to Rochdale. Do you think they can continue their winning form?
No, I don't. Rochdale's tough. Is it at Midlands?
Is that Rochdale?
Nah, definitely gonna go Rochdale then.
7th versus 8th.
Rochdale is 7th.
Yeah, but they've played 13 games compared to some teams playing 15. But
that's a lot tighter than I thought, actually.
They've only won 4.
I'm going to stick with Rochdale, but that's a lot closer than I thought.
Yeah, they've only won 4 all year.
That's mental, actually, for Rochdale. But
I'm going Midlands. God, they can back up two big away games here.
Cornwall did it. Why not Rochdale? Why not Midlands? Sorry.
First versus second. I know there's a 7-point gap there already, but Hunslet host Dewsbury Rams.
I'm going to say Dewsbury again.
Yeah, I think so.
That's a local derby, technically.
Is it? You know me and my English geography.
They're about 15 minutes away from each other.
Oh, love it. It's not an away game if that's the case.
No. Home game, slightly down the road.
Exactly. Second stadium.
Yeah.
And then Workington hosts Doncaster. I think that's 3rd versus 4th. So they're both on 20 points.
I'm going to go Doncaster for that. Them to bounce back emphatically is my prediction.
Yeah, I'm going with you there. So that is the Super League, the League One, and the Championship. That's a weird order to do, but that's them wrapped up for this evening. And probably quicker than ever, we're on to the NRL. And
I felt like that was the most sort of shit talking we've done.
Yeah, exactly. There's just not enough games to shit talk about.
No.
A good week in the NRL. A good week. Not sure if you caught any of the games or highlights or anything.
There was one that I caught. I can't remember which one. When we talk about it, I'll remember. But I think it was Thursday night. If it was one on Thursday?
Yeah, it was Dragons versus Tigers.
Yeah, I saw that.
What a game to catch.
A good one.
No. 18-14 to the Dragons, so they sort of pull away from the Tigers at the tail of the table. I'm trying to think back to this game. It was almost a week ago now. In fact, I didn't see it. I was in the office. I've seen the highlights. I think Junior Tupou, I think's his name. The winger for the Tigers had a bit of a monster game.
Yeah, it always seems to be one player for West that just comes out of nowhere.
But Jareem Bua, in a losing side, they need to keep him.
They
he
do.
Is genuinely one of my favourite players in the world. He is
in the world.
I'd
say one of my favourite in NRL though, for me.
In the world. Honestly, to do what he's doing in that Tigers team, it's not even just scoring tries or having flashes. He's saving tries. He's taking multiple helps from fullback. He's reliable under the high ball. He passes the eye test and some.
He does. He just does everything right, and he's burst onto the scene so well as well, which is so difficult to do in NRL. He's really well.
Exactly. But Zach Lomax playing well for the Dragons, where a few weeks ago he looked like he was out the door, but he's going
fighting
for it.
back.
Yeah, exactly. So Shane Flanagan's taking the Dragons over from next season, and I think from how I understand it, the Dragons were like, yeah, you're free to go, Lomax, and then Shane Flanagan got on the phone. And he was like, I want you here next season. I want to, you're one of my pieces to build around. And
That's good.
I was listening to something, and they were talking about he's got such a good flick pass in him. Zach Lomax is finally like he's found out when's best to use it, and that's pretty much what won them the game. I think it was a Lomax flick pass to maybe Ravalawa. Who again, really good.
There's a few in that game that just monster games.
Yeah, and I think maybe it's a Tau Amon. Maybe I think it's their 6. He's coming on leaps and bounds. He's really starting to play in another. I'm sure it was another flick pass. Somehow he keeps his carrying arm off the ground and flicks up and they score off that. So no, he's impressing as well. So the Dragons, there might be something there. Doubt they'll keep hold of Ben Hunt, but they might have something there.
Yeah, but it's not over yet.
It's not. We then go into the Warriors Raiders, 21 points to 20. Did you see this?
I didn't. Was Sean Johnson the one that kicked for drop goal?
It was, and the Raiders would be wishing they held on to Big Brad to do the same, but no, it was SJ. It was SJ. Yeah, pretty thunderous drop goal as far as I remember. I think the Warriors were fairly comfortable, and then the Raiders got back into it a bit, but up the waz as they. Honestly, if you get a chance, TikTok and all that, New Zealand Warriors are putting some great stuff out there.
I will have a look later after we finished.
I'm a big fan of theirs, although I'm nothing but a Panthers fan. I do like the Warriors. I think everyone likes the Warriors.
I think also a little bit after the commitment during COVID.
Yeah.
I think
they played in Australia for 2.5 years without going home, sort of thing.
Yeah. They've got that little bit more respect for them now, I think.
Adam Fanua-Blake, who we speak about every week, he was brilliant. Dallin Mutene-Zelezniak. They're a good team, and the Raiders, like I say, came close, and they're pretty. I'm sure, was it this game? I'm trying to think back, but they might have sort of went on a crazy sort of run down the pitch to make it golden point. I want to say Jack Whiten scored. Can't quite remember.
Not sure.
Yeah, a great game, and then. Is it New South Wales Cup or the other sort? Like the reserve grade.
Yeah.
One of the reserve grades. I know there's Loads jersey flag and all that, but Warriors Raiders also ended 21-20 with a golden point drop goal. So they literally the exact same score in the two different competitions, which was pretty
mental. What are the chances of that?
I don't think very high at all.
No.
Rabbitohs again continue to fall. The 12th back this week, but they got beat by the Broncos 36 points to 20. This was just another solid Broncos performance. That got Reece Walsh doing backflips and spewing. I'm not sure if you've seen that at all.
I've seen that.
Yeah. Can I just say, Try July in the NRL is one of the best concepts of all time.
It's great. I saw one from the women's NRL this morning of them doing like a boat celebration.
They were proper choreographed, weren't they?
Yeah. It's great. I do like it. But
that's another good point. The NRLW has started this week and look to get off to a pretty good start. And I was listening to a podcast and they're saying, did you see that the Women's Football World Cup, the Australia game, had 75,000 fans?
Yeah, I did. I watched that.
And they were saying if you can convert, or not even convert, but by far, rugby league's the biggest sport in Australia.
Yeah.
If the NRLW gets that sort of, I know it's a World Cup, you're never going to have that sort of attendance, but it can really fly in Australia, and I think they've definitely got a good product.
I agree, and we've got some great talent over there. So
who was a classic English Raiders? I seen one of the women who represents England is playing for the Raiders in the NRLW. My bad for not knowing the name, but it's just one of those classic.
George or something.
Yeah, Stan? No, I can't remember. But it's another one of those, George Williams or Elliot Whiteheads that are
Yeah, they love the
John
English talent.
They do, don't they?
Just quickly on South Raiders game as well. Reece Walsh, I can't stand him. Cannot stand Reece Walsh.
I respect how good he is, but I agree.
He's
really,
like a Jerome Luai for me.
yeah,
I can't stand him.
But Queenslanders love him.
Yeah, no surprise really. But
No,
yeah,
he's a brilliant player, but he's a pretty boy. that's
yeah,
the best way of putting it.
yeah, that's very true.
But yeah, a good win for the Broncos, and I think at the time that put them back top of the table with Penrith still to play. But they're still in amongst it, and it was about this time last year they had that almighty fall off and fell from about 4th to out of the 8 by the end of the season. I think Canberra got in, so they look to have learned. Adam Reynolds is playing out his skin.
Yeah,
Cobbo, Ricky. Actually, Ricky's been injured, but Staggs, everyone. They got a young guy coming through, Piracora. He's one to look out for. So they've got that constant cycle at the Broncos, don't they? And now they've added that experience in Kurt Catewell and Adam Reynolds, that sort of thing. They've got something special.
no, it's going well. It's called clicking together.
It is, isn't it? The Titans didn't hit 28 and the Roosters finally won, so no one could have predicted that.
No one could see that one coming.
But that was 36 points to 18. James Tedesco back after his holiday. Did you see that? Did we talk about that last week?
We did, yeah. That's a game that I saw. I've seen Tigers versus not Tigers. Seen Roosters winning. Yeah.
I did watch the highlights. I can't really remember. It wasn't a memorable game by any stretch. I think Tedesco played all right. Your usual.
A bit of an average game.
I think Daniel Tupou might have broke a record. I think he's now like outright leading try scorer for the Roosters or something.
He's been there ages, to be fair, so it wouldn't surprise me. I think he's got over 200 games for him. Am I right in saying that?
I think you might be right, yeah. And I think Joey Manu might have had a decent game as well.
Yeah, he did, because I remember the notification popping up on my phone. The NRL just saying Joey Manu. So it must have done quite well for that.
I thought he was going to have an unreal year, given how well he played at the World Cup.
He played out of his skin at the World Cup. I remember watching him in the pre-tournament warm-up against Leeds, and he was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
I think he played fullback at the World Cup, and I think because he's been at 6, or maybe he played 6 for New Zealand. Anyway, whatever's happened, he's not quite hit it, but I think he's now back in the centres, which definitely helps him at the Roosters.
Yeah. We've talked about Canberra already, haven't we?
Yeah.
Chans Nickel Clockstad, is that his name?
Yeah.
He was so good at the World Cup, and I feel like I've not heard a lot about him this year.
No, he's been really good. He's just been solid, like really. I'm just going to double check my fact here, but I want you to guess his heritage.
Oh, is it going to be? It's not going to be a normal one, I'm guessing.
Well, he's got. Oh, where is it? Oh yeah, there it is. So, obviously, born in Auckland because he represents New Zealand.
Yeah.
And then he's got Cook Island and Maori descent, but then there's another one in there, a European country, and I don't know if you'll be able to guess it.
Germany?
No, I'll give you 3 guesses.
Oh.
There's one.
I'll
give you a clue if you don't get your second guess right.
Serbia?
No, not quite. This nation has a really up-and-coming football team with a couple of very big Premier League talents.
Norway?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's born in Auckland of Cook Islands, Maori and Norwegian descent, which is crazy to me.
That is. Imagine if you play for Norway. That'd be mental.
Honestly,
completely different story.
I don't think they're too focused on rugby league with how well other sports seem to be going for them. But no, he's like you've not heard too much, but he has just been solid, and another just part of that New Zealand team finding their, they've got SJ New Zealand, Fanua Blake New Zealand, Watene Zelezniak, New Zealand, and the people you talk about, and it's another one of those New Zealand names in there. And he's been really good. And I can't remember if I've said this on the podcast. Next year they're obviously getting Tuivasa-Sheck.
I don't think you have said that.
So next year, yeah, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck,
Yeah.
who played for them and went off to the Blues in Super Rugby. But so they're going to have Adam Fanua-Blake, AFB.
Yeah.
Charles Nicol-Klogstad, CNZ. Dallin Watene-Zelezniak, CDWZ. Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, RTS. And I want to say there's another one as well. I can't quite remember.
That's just too hard to remember. And then SJ.
And SJ, yeah, the initial team.
Yeah, the initial.
So yeah, no. Again, we're going off on a bit of a tangent because the Roosters game was just a bit boring. But the Knights beat the Storm in a bit of an upset. But I think I said this. I want to say we might have both said this last week.
I think we did. Yeah.
I like what the Knights are doing, and I can't believe they're losing Dom Young. First of all.
Oh yeah, he's going to Sydney.
He's going to Sydney, yeah.
Roosters, yeah.
He's top try scorer in the NRL as we speak, but
he's a quality talent, Dom Young.
They've got it clicking. They've got obviously Kalen Ponga. Jackson Hastings is playing really well.
He is. I've seen that. I've seen something on TikTok of someone trying to make that ideal team, and we got Jackson Hastings, and we're like, oh, perfect.
I've seen that. We've got. Well, first of all, when Jackson Hastings was in Super League, where was he?
Started at Salford and then moved to Wigan.
Was he good in Super League? Because, I'm fairly new to Super League as a whole.
He did, but he got a bad reputation.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of his teammates not liking him.
Well, he seems to be able to play.
Yeah, he could definitely play. That's something.
Who else is playing well for the Knights? Phoenix Crossland. He's playing quite well. He's at 9 for them. So if you're to draw someone from Australia with like a surfboard in their hand, it'd probably be him. That's not stereotypical or anything.
Not at all.
Apologies in advance, but I think people know what I mean. You're sort of typical surfer dude. But no, the Knights deserved that one. Can't really think about how well the Storm played, but Pappenhausen's getting closer and closer to a return as Nick Meaney, who had a great start this season's quieting down.
Yeah, but Pappenhausen without his mullet, is he going to be the same player? Or has he got his mullet back now?
I think he's still got the mullet. I hope he's still got the mullet.
I know he shaved it off at one point, but I don't know whether he'd got it back. That made Brad Fash the outright winner of a mullet competition.
Oh, I think I'm in the show.
I think you are, yeah. Just need to sign for a professional team now.
Yeah, Scotland, I work for them.
Well, yeah, that is true. You're a rugby league personnel, official rugby league personnel.
Exactly. Where's my media badge?
Yeah.
No, and then we had Cowboys beating Eels. Now, one of my best mates is an Eels fan, the other's a Cowboys, so this was a close game for them. And in terms of the top 8 cycle, this was a massive game. The Cowboys getting the win. Scotty Drinkwater.
Yeah.
What a player.
Mention him every week. Yeah. He's a great player.
And then Tom Dearden as well.
He's stood up in recent weeks. Did he play in Origin?
He was 18th man a couple of times.
Yeah. But it's been good recently.
It's been good. Last year was brilliant. Quieter start, as with all the Cowboys, and then to the season, and then it's just been great. Clint Gutherson was good for the Eels, as per. I think they were without CO and Regan Campbell-Gillard after bans. Can't quite remember who else wasn't there or was and wasn't there. I didn't see all this game because I was off to watch the Scotland Grand Final, but from what I did see, it was a close game, and 24-16 sort of confirms that.
Yeah, it does. Parramatta, the usual people doing the usual stuff to get them a win. So
it was the Cowboys that won.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
No, Cowboys.
Scotty Drinkwater. That's it again. Sort of the same for not the Cowboys. The same sort of players you'd expect to step up and get the win.
Definitely. I didn't quite get up at 5 o'clock for the Panthers Bulldogs, but I was very tempted to. 44-18, the return of the king, Nathan Cleary, the Iceman,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call him, your favourite player in rugby league. He's
Yes.
it all. I know some people don't like him because he's so good and because he's got a big jaw.
He does have a massive jaw, to be fair.
Looks like Joe from Family Guy.
He does. He actually does.
He is pretty good, though. He's pretty good. But what I didn't realise until watching the highlights, Isaac Tungo was out, which is a shame. And he's out again this week.
Yeah.
I think it must have been the goal. I'm not too sure, and I'm hoping it's nothing serious. But like, he's not had a serious on-pitch incident or anything. So Tyrone Peach is filling in the gap and doing his job as usual.
Yeah, as you would expect him to. So.
Yeah. One of the great names in rugby league.
Yeah.
Tyrone Peachy. What a name.
I know Castleford. I don't know if he's still there, but they had someone called Lewis Peachy.
Oh.
A mix of you and Tyrone.
Yeah. And I did see a good photo. I think it was Leota, Fisher Harrison, then Kikau. Who was obviously wasn't playing, but at the Bulldogs, and with their wee kids who would have grown up or started to grow up at similar times at the Panthers in the last few years. So that was good to see. And the Bulldogs did score a couple of decent tries, but it was the Panthers game. I was looking at it on paper. It would have taken someone really special for the Bulldogs to win that.
It would. Penrith are brilliant, and it shows that the fact that we're still brilliant without Cleary, and with Cogger just shows the class that they've got.
I've been meaning to ask you something actually.
Yeah.
Seeing as St Helens won the World Club Challenge,
does
that mean it's in England next year?
Oh, that's a good question, because there hasn't been a World Cup Challenge for quite a while, I don't think. I know they could be, actually, because the last World Cup Challenge before was St Helens Sydney Roosters. Sydney Roosters won that, and then it was in Australia. So it might be. If it is, we've got to go to that.
Because, and I don't want this to sound cocky or overconfident, but I'd love to see the Panthers play live.
What if it's Catalan, though? What if it's in Catalan?
I'm going. Whatever happens, I'm going, because I'm almost certain the Panthers win the Premiership once again.
Fine, I'll come as well then.
But honestly, I'm not missing that chance to see them outside of Australia.
No, I agree. It's one of them once in a lifetime sort of opportunities almost, especially if it's a team that you support.
Exactly. No saying it will be, because there's a long way to go till, and then the playoffs, or whatever you call it, the finals. But no, at this rate, it's looking good for the Panthers, and it's looking good for me.
As much as I want a new winner on the trophy, a Saints versus Penrith would be in England would be quite nice.
Lee
versus Penrith.
I get to Lee if you struggle to get to Lee? Bloody hell.
Well, Glasgow would be even harder, way harder. But
exactly.
I'd do it again. I'll do it again next year for Hull, so I might as well do it for Penrith if it is.
And then the last game of the week, the Sharks. What is the Sharks? They got beat 26 points to 30 by Manly Seagulls. So not only can't they beat a team in the top 8, now they're struggling to teams well outside the top 8.
Yeah. Am I right in saying we were 30-0 down at some point?
It was 30-0, and they almost pulled off what would have been the biggest comeback in NRL history.
Wow. I guess I can be happy with that, I suppose, but yeah, it's not looking good.
Trindle was playing instead of Moylan. I noticed Braden Trindle, I think it is, who's he was good when Hines was out at the start of the year. I like seeing him in the team, although I do like Matty Moylan as well. So that was an interesting one. But they had a couple of opportunities to score at the end. Just putting kicks up on fifth tackle and just hoping someone would come down with it, but not quite to be for the Sharks. But they're a weird team. They're a weird.
Yeah.
I'm not too big on them, to be honest. I like Nico Hines. I like Matt Moylan. Kind of like Sifa Talakai, but apart from that, they're. I like Nicara, but apart from that,
I like them, but I just don't like them.
No, exactly. You know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do. But yeah, they are just a bit all over the place.
It's weird, isn't it? I'll give you a quick rundown of the table before going into next week's fixtures. Panthers on top, 32 points. Broncos, 32 points in second. Warriors in third.
Oh.
28 points.
Can you
Also
imagine Catalan versus New Zealand Warriors? France versus
South
New
China.
Zealand. That would be incredible.
Also on 28 points, in fourth is the Storm, and
Yeah.
fifth on 28 as well as the Raiders. So
Oh,
don't think people would predict that top five.
But we said about Canberra just quietly going along the business, and we've made
Yeah.
the way up there now.
That's without Brad Schneider. So
Yeah,
the
without
Sharks,
Big Brad's big boot.
yeah, exactly. Big Brad's big boot. The Sharks and Cowboys 6th and 7th on 26 points, and the Eels in at the 8th on 24 points. In 9th, out of the top 8 now, the Rabbitohs also on 24 points though.
Yeah.
Joint on 23, the Knights and Seagulls. The Roosters in 12th with 22, as are the Dolphins in 13th. Titans in 14th with 20. Wouldn't surprise anyone if they got to 28 points by the end of the year, because they're used to doing
That's what
that.
they'll finish on, 28 points with a 28-something victory.
28 all draw and they'll get 27 points or something.
Oh, no.
The Dragons are in 15th now with 16 points, which means the Bulldogs are in 16th with 16 points, and the Tigers sit bottom of the table in the spoon position with 12.
Still quite close, and apart from a bottom.
It is.
Really?
It is. There's, what, I think still 6 games or something. So
Yeah, still all to play for.
exactly. On to next week. Let me do my usual, quickly figure out who's on a bye by looking at last week's games.
I know it's not Souths, if that helps.
It is not. Yeah. Oh, I do know from fantasy, actually, because I had to drop half my team. The Warriors are on a bye.
Oh, no Sean Johnson fan club this week.
No. Probably still do something incredible.
Yeah.
The Broncos on Thursday morning over here host the Roosters. I think the Broncos win that, surely.
Comfortably. Very comfortably.
Well, never know.
Well,
The Roosters, this could be it for them. This could be them, their top 8 push.
We've said that a few times, though, and it's not happened yet. So
It'll happen.
it will.
West's Tigers host the Rabbitohs. Bounce back game for the Rabbitohs, especially if Latrell's back.
I mean, I know the answer to this because I'm a South fan, but why is Latrell at fullback?
He is.
I know it, but he was wearing number 1, isn't on the team sheet?
Yeah, that's fullback.
Okay, I was confused. Never mind. That's a pointless debate. I think West do win. I don't think that's back. Because
number one's fullback.
Yeah, but I thought Latrell always played centre.
No, he's always a fullback. Yeah,
oh,
by trade, he only plays centre in Origin.
That's ignorance from me then. Ignorance is bliss. But yeah, that makes more sense than to why I was confused. But I think West's win. I don't think South's bounce back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A big win if that happens, and that really could help teams pull away from the Rabbitohs and help the Tigers claw their way back into it. In the bottom side of the table, the Storm Eels, another hard game for the Eels. I see them winning it, though.
I do as well. I think it's definitely a game that we can win.
I think Dylan Brown's still out for being naughty, but
yeah. What did he actually do?
I think he inappropriately touched someone in a nightclub. I'm not sure what's officially being classed as, but yeah, as far as I understand, that is it. Which, who knows what happened, but
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. I don't know. The Raiders Knights, that'll be a great game. If you want to get up at 6 o'clock on Saturday.
Not doing anything on Saturday, to be fair. Could do.
There we go.
But I'd say Raiders win that.
I'm going to say Knights Golden Point. Jackson Hastings. We spoke about him already.
We have. Again, if Canberra had Big Brad's big boot.
Yeah,
again.
you know, exactly.
Yeah.
It'd be a shame for them to lose 2 golden points in a row. Then 8:30 in the morning on Saturday, Dragons Seagulls. That isn't the most appetizing game, but could be a great game. Could be a great game.
Good. NRL throws up some great games when we're least expecting it. So, same Manly for that.
I think the Dragons, I'm going to say.
Oh, I don't know. You know more about NRL than me. So.
No, and it would probably be smart to say the Seagulls, especially after a big win over the Sharks, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like the Dragons are sort of finding something amongst not very much. So, here's wait and see. Like I say, it
Yeah.
could be a stinker. It could be an absolute brilliant game. And then 25-11 on Saturday, we've got Panthers Sharks. If the record stands and Sharks can't beat top 8 teams, and the Panthers continue on this roll towards the World Club Challenge,
Yeah.
then I
No.
would say the Panthers as a biased Panthers fan.
I'll say Panthers just in the hope that I get to see Nathan Cleary in this country again.
There we go. And then Bulldogs Dolphins. Dolphins were on a bye last week.
I'm going to say
Bulldogs haven't been great.
Dolphins.
I'm going to say Dolphins, but it
Yeah.
could be a sneaky one for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to expect from the Dolphins anymore because there was so little expectations that they outperformed that I think the expectations then got too high for them.
Yeah, I agree. Again, we're just a victim of their own success again.
Exactly. But I'll say Dolphins. And then Titans, Cowboys, got to be the Cowboys.
Yeah, I agree. But Titans score 28.
Lots of points from Scott Drinkwater, I'd imagine then.
Yeah.
So that wraps up the NRL. Excited for a lot of rugby league this week. We get closer and closer to the Challenge Cup final. We'll need to figure out what we're wearing. If it's not the niche sports tops, it'll have to be something fancy dress related. Or
I think I go as a leopard with a niche sports thing over the top, and you go as a robin for Hulk Air.
We're on to something there.
Then Dan can come as a lion for Swinton.
A hunter.
Yeah.
You can hunt us.
Yeah.
That
sounds really weird now.
Especially knowing how young you are.
I have a question before we end. Did you get an American team?
I did, and I forgot. Did you?
Mine's Tampa Bay. I can't remember.
Yeah, I would normally almost just agree with you, but I follow a lot of American sport and I really don't like Tampa Bay, so I'm gonna. Was there a Utah team? I think there was a Utah team.
Yeah, Utah were the one that did for Samoa versus.
Oh, in fact,
yeah.
Who is it? Oh, LA Mongrels.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a lot from
interesting team name.
Yeah.
San Diego Barracudas are quite.
Oh, that's another one. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll go the
Barracudas. There's loads. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go the Barracudas. Yeah.
Yeah. Decent.
They do good stuff on social media. That's a big selling point.
I've seen some of their stuff. Yeah.
Perfect. What we were saying was maybe getting some new segments in. So if anyone's ever got an idea for segment, quite like Phil's Thrills, and then get in there, and then we can, Phil's Thrills to highlight positivity. We'll run that by Phil first before we make it a proper thing. But
Phil's Thrills trademarked.
If anyone's got any other ideas that they want to pitch to us, feel free. And if anyone wants to come on and share their rugby league opinions, we loved having Dustin from Rugby League in America on last week. We look forward to we've got some guests lined up in the very near future that we're excited about. But everyone's got a rugby league story to tell, and we're here to listen. Yeah, absolutely. #grow the game. #grow the game. We love it. But for now, that's everything from us. We'll try to be as active as ever on all social medias. Make sure to follow our TikTok, where we're trying to push out some more content. YouTube, Niche Sports, the Twitter, the Instagram, everything. And we'll continue to grow the game, grow the brand, and we look forward to next week. Absolutely. As for now, yeah, thank you, John. Another good episode. Somehow we've almost pushed the hour and a half. Again. Don't know how we keep doing this, but we've almost done it. And that was with 8-10 less games or something. Yeah, we always find a way. Yeah, I think that's the longest we've spoken about NRL in a while. Yeah, it was good though. It was good. I definitely enjoyed that one, but and there wasn't as many bad jokes from you this week, so but that means it's double the bad jokes next week. Oh, well, make sure to tune in next week for the Milky Way. Yeah, for the Milky Way. As for now, thank you very much, John. Look forward to speaking to you in the next week. Look out for the guest episodes we've got coming up, and enjoy your rugby league at the weekend. You too. Cheers.
Cheers.